Ah, you hear me? Good, good. Great. So, looks like that we are starting in a moment, and so welcome to see you from I don't know from where actually. So if you hear me well, so you know that function that we have reactions, you can put the thumbs up or just put the applause how you are. Great, you expressing that. So I think without further ado, let's do some small, warm up. And I'm really wondering from where you coming from which of the part of the world. So I would be so glad that you can write down in the comments, just say hello. I am from this country, from that country. That will make us more international and more connecting, because topic is quite global. I mean, it doesn't matter which country you are. It's always the issue. Yeah, so hello from Suriname, hello from Mumbai, India. Great. So people are coming in and loving. So I know that people are still joining in. So just holding this space for a while. Just keep going. Just letting us, all of us, know where you're, not only for me. So myself, I'm just right now streaming this and. Streaming from Lithuania, from Europe, that is in the eastern part in the Europe. Oh, hello, Ish from Malaysia, Bangalore, India. Yes, Indonesia. Great. I mean,
Hello.
whole part of the eastern
Hello.
world. That's great. So 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 yeah, while still people are joining, yeah, like 30 seconds left till the beginning when I will say that kind of hello, and we will start. So yeah, I'm right now in Lithuania. We have here, four seasons, and we're getting some summer breeze, some hotness, and nice the weather. On the other hand. So thank you, first of all, joining Atma Namaste, everyone who is here and allocating basically your time and looking into learning. I believe that you have some intentions, that you came with some intentions, and also while you are still joining, you just write down where you're from and maybe one intention why you are in this session, why you want to be here, what you want to know. Of course, I have prepared a program for you up here, and usually as it comes from like a training, but here it will be a more like a talk, but also with some elements of training. So that's why I was asking you to bring some pen and paper. So I also want to thanks to Institute for Inner Studies for this opportunity, connecting me with you all, and yeah, just giving and adding some value. I know that it can be time pressing at this moment because everyone, we are in a different situations right now, but on another hand, thankfully for this period, we can connect in this way. Great. People are Malaysia, Netherlands. Hello. Thank you. Namaste, everyone. Lovely. So I will be starting to share my screen in a moment, and as as just getting some text, I will start now in a moment. If if Global Pranic Healing wants to say something on behalf, I just give here some space. If not, I can continue. All right, they gave me say go ahead. Green lights. So anyone wants to share the intentions? I don't see so far, but well, understanding this topic on goal setting, it's so important, that it's not only about setting the goal. First of all, it's not about setting the goal. It's about making the goal. It's making the result. And that's why I want to you concentrate on that, on the end, to start with the end of our mind. And that's why in this session, please ask questions. I believe you will have some questions, maybe some clarifications that you need, but I made this way that you understand the mechanics, how the goal and result is made. Yeah, it's just the last step, but we need to have some preparation and actually to look at the idea where it comes from. So I was looking in this sense that, in order to gain something, we need to evaluate ourselves right now at the moment where I am. Because if you want to plan something, yeah, to achieve something, you need to know your status quo. If without status quo, how are you going to measure your progress, right? So with that, I really have this small exercise for you to start, because when we start to measure, when we see the progress, our motivation difference. So when I started to learn, in this case, Pranic Healing, the motivation and the progress comes with each practice. But when I came at the zero level, and then I went to the couple different level of the courses, I saw my progression and I saw myself differently achieving the goal, right? So that's why when I was looking in the perspective and in the history, how I was progressing, it made me really smile, and it really made me to grow. So that's why I want you to take right now a piece of paper and a pen, and we will do a very famous and a very good exercise evaluating your state, your life state, so to say. It's called the wheel of life, where we have a few parts that consist of. You can take a picture or you can actually draw. It's better if you draw. And this is very simple. You can have different areas included, but this is just the example, just the example how you can evaluate very simply where you are standing from, taking this our life as a as a pie, for example, and chopping or cutting into different pieces and allocating the areas of your life that are important. Maybe it's a family, maybe it's a work, maybe it's your living environment, maybe it's a money, your life consists of health, and recreation, or kind of a lifestyle, your personal growth, spirituality, and each of these segments is in our life, right? And they are both are always somehow competing, or some areas are somewhere behind, some are ahead. That's why when we talk about life balance, then we start sometimes really struggle, and then we ask ourselves, oh, what's my goal? What's my goal? So after doing this, putting, you can change, for example, maybe you can add something more. But I guess for this time, for this level, let's start with the pretty simple ones. And what I really want you to do also, to make some just looking at this. Okay, we don't have here. I want you then, as we have a pie, to put some measurements. In the middle, in the middle of our pie, here we have a 0, and then when the eggs go up, we have 5, and then you need to divide into the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Each line. When you divide each line like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 is just on the top, you have a kind of a spin, right? And what really I invite you to do right now, right here, just to put the dot. What is your state? What is your state right now when you talk about the work from 1 to 5, from 0 to 5? Yeah, where you're standing. Are you satisfied with your work? Do you love your work? Or is it engaging? Do you contribute to other people? Do you add value? Do you feel fulfilled? Just put from 0 to 5, 3, 4, and just put the dot. Then the same comes with living and your environment. Do you love your environment? Are you satisfied with your environment? Where are you living? Just look kind of broadly what makes sense to you, of your living. Then the same you do with the money, right? Do you have enough money? Yeah. Are you struggling with the money? Yeah. Do money come to you easily? So then again, you measure from 0 to 5, you just put the dot. Is it 2? Is it 4? Is it 5? Same with the health and recreation. Do you feel strong? Do you feel alive? Do you have an energy, every day to wake up? Do you eat healthy? All of this, again, you measure. Personal growth. Do you allocate enough time for your growth, for your nourishment? For example, this seminar is kind of considered as a personal growth, so you already on a certain scale. And then of course about spirituality. Do you take care of it? What you do? Well, if you are here, that means that you do something as well. You do something as well, that you are taking care of your development, basically. So you see, when we have this kind of dots right now, so now what we need to do, we need to connect them. So you just connect and make a kind of shape, I would say, because I don't know, if you will have a wheel, maybe it's gonna be kind of shapeless wheel. I don't know. Usually it's kind of whatever shape it is, and it's a first indication, right? How we are doing right now, how you are doing right now in your life. So when you have this, yeah, so it's your at the moment status, right? I will ask you for 1 or 2 minutes to think, where do you want to be in upcoming 3 months? In upcoming 3 months in each of these area. In each of these area. Just give yourself an honest mm, an honest idea. Where would you like to be in these areas in the upcoming 90 days? 90 days, just put the dots on these scales, and that, let's see. Yeah. And what we will do afterwards, yes, we again connect them. So basically now we will have 3 wheels. Yeah, this one, the primal one, the status that you have, and your future one, where you want to be. Where you want to be. You put the dots on the X here. I don't have the numbers here, but basically you divide. Here is a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You put on this because each line here has kind of measurement. It's not shown here. You do it yourself. You do it yourself. So, and then you have a kind of 3 wheels. So what you have basically, you can see between your first wheel, between your status quo and the future one, some discrepancy, or maybe it depends what you see there. So that's our future state, where we will going through this talk. So now we know where we are, and it's really important, before setting a goal, to understand what I really need right now in this moment. What do I really need to know? Where you want yourself, to put yourself in the next step. So as you have all of them, but we can't work on all of them at the same time, right? We need to work on one. So I really want you to put consciously and think consciously, really, where do you want to be in one area where you want to improve for the next 90 days. For the 90 days, that's it. You don't need all, just one. Just one. Yeah, someone say, yeah, I need money, just give me money, right? Or just give me work. Yeah, work and money are connected. But it's also something more inside of them. This is just the tip of the iceberg, so to say. How to connect the dots? You just connect the dots. You put the dots and you make a circle. If you have here 4, you have here 2, so you connect them, each of them, and you have another wheel or another shape. So now just choose the area. Is it family? Is it work? Or is it a living? Or it's a money? Or it's a health? Where you want to improve yourself? Where do you just only one. Just don't think about anything else, just where you want to concentrate your attention, and we will move on. So when we talk when I talk about one thing in the development, because in this field being for like 10 more 10 years, I guess, yeah, starting one of my first workshops was on time management, and in time management they were teaching also one of the principles that I also be sharing with you today, because a lot of things are connected. And I went through my lifetime and through my career through different seminars, and I really understood lately that, you know, that everywhere where I was going, learning something, practicing, experiencing, I was doing one thing all over again, all over again. Actually, I was testing and tasting a new skill over and over again. So basically what we do, I want to talk about the skill, because the skill that you have today is that something that you have learned, yeah, to perform an action. So any skill that you have, cooking, gardening, writing, yeah, singing, that is a skill, and skill is the ability. And you know, we at the end of the day, maybe we won't learn everything in the world, right? But at least something we can learn. And also there is, you know, that saying that if you want to master something, you need to practice 10,000 hours. Yeah, have you heard about that? I guess so. But the good news are you don't need to practice 10,000 hours. You can practice a little bit less and still be a professional, not a master, but a professional, you know, who can operate with that skill smartly and also strategically. So when we talk, and most of, you know, people from personal development field growth seminars, wherever you go, you know, they always talk about the habit, that the habit is the one that you need to install every time. But the habit is the behavior. And looking so simply, and if you have kids, and if you have been yourself a kid, of course you were a kid, you know that behavior is the hardest thing to change and the hardest thing to install, reprogram, redo, and to change. Basically, behavior is a kind of a lifestyle that consists of a certain, you know, actions or routines, right? It's really hard to change habit than to change a skill, actually to learn a new skill, because a skill is a smaller piece of the whole habit, right? The skill, if you are a teacher, right, and at school you are teaching kids, for example, math, literature, you know, singing and so on, these separates, they are the skills, and you yourself learning each skill at a time. And at the end, as a teacher, you have a habit to teach and to give the information. So see, so that's why I will look at the skill and how the skill can help you to progress. You know, investing a little bit of your time, having some practice, you can achieve your goal, and not only achieve the goal, you can make your goal happen. Because one thing is to, you know, set the goal. Yeah, it takes excitement. It's so exciting, you know, dream about the goal. Oh yeah, I want to have this. But when it comes to implementation, and implementation is this, skill is the ability to do something. You know, when it comes to implementation ability, then we start to do what? Maybe procrastinate, maybe find other things that are more interesting. You know, we don't stick. But when we know which skill we need, then we are more motivated. You know, it's a kind of behind the scenes. So this is what I'm saying, that we need just only 20 hours for the new skill. Yeah. And in that skill, again, you have a goal. That is actually why you're learning that. So whatever area you have chosen right now, yeah, would it be money? Would it be health? Would it be work? Right? Would it be relationship? There is a skill you made yourself to update or upgrade, or just, you know, to rewire or learn something new. in order to achieve your goal that you have the intention. And these three things, like goal, feedback, and result, are the main components, forming a new skill. It's just 20 hours, that's it. But also be mindful, 20 hours is not like I start right now and I just go, 20 hours again. No, 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 it doesn't work like that. Can you imagine yourself if you're learning a new dish to cook and you're cooking 20 hours in a row? Well, I believe at the end you will hate that dish and you say, don't show me that again, right? Because experimentation, you need to fail, you need to forget to add something, and so on. So it's a kind of daily practice. So when you have the goal that you are, for example, cooking, or you're learning a new a new skill, in that case, you also need to look at your feedback. Feedback here is just going back and looking what I have achieved. I've been today in this spot, like in your life wheel, yeah, where I have moved. Just honestly, look your progress, because when you're moving towards result, you always know consciously that you are moving if you are doing something, and that's how you achieving your result much more faster. So does it make sense? If that makes sense, just put the plus in the comments. So that means that we are going in a right direction now. All right. So that's how when we talk about, again, this skill, our body, mind, so to say, we have inside something, our head, and our head operates on two dimensions. Basically, it's two dimensions. It's a left brain and it's a right brain. Right? It's a left and the right brain. So, and there are ways how to tap into one brain into another brain. So our left brain, well, scientifically they say that it's connected to our logics, into rationality, into everything what we can measure, you know directiveness, analytics. And this side are those people who like engineering, who are in the finance, accountancy, intelligence, and so on. So for them there is a method as well how to set the goal. And there is another part of the people who are having more obvious and more extracted the right brain. And as they say, I mean, very it's a classical example that our right brain is responsible for the emotions, creativity, dreaming, imagination, music. And also, by tapping into that side of the brain, we also can set the goal. So today, it will be applicable for both. And if you merge both of them, you have a tremendous, 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 outcome for your development and making that goal happen. So when that's again our ultimate goal for today's session. But if I put again one step back and look at the skill, and you will thinking, yes, goal is great, but you were talking about the skill. So which skill now I need to train or to find? I have no idea how to find that skill. Yes, I know. Sometimes when somebody tells you, oh, now, if you want to work as a and make a better living, yes, for sure, you need to go online. Yeah, this is what we hear these days. You need to go online and do there something. Or what to do there? I have no idea what to do. I mean, I'm just doing cooking and I love cooking, So how? Well, here, sometimes we need to put our not only visualization or imagination or even the creativity. But I will give you some hints, just you feel a little bit comfortable where you can look at and where you can see the opportunity for yourself. So when we talked about skill, I want you to ask two questions today. So from the bottom of your heart, what do you think? What is your most valuable skill today? What is your most valuable skill? Yeah. That's a question for you. Just write it down. First thing that comes in your mind. First thing. Don't overthink because it will flood you and then you will forget that golden nugget. Yeah. So when you do that, I have another question that is, what skill have you acquired this for the past 6 months? Or what skill you discovered or what you learned, for these past 6 months? Because again, it's a process that we are going right now just to understand, where are you best at, yeah, and are you in a mode, to upgrading yourself? Well, there is no good or bad answer. It's just your desire to move on, and when you answer these questions, it doesn't matter what it is. If you would like to share, please share specifically what skill you have learned for the past 6 months. Yeah, because we've been kind of locked in our houses. Yeah, so what did you learn? Maybe you have learned, to communicate better with your friends. Maybe you become a better listener. Maybe you became more helpful, resourceful person, and that's a skill as well. Sometimes we just don't take that into account, but that's so important. So cooking, listening, oh, thank you. Yeah, that's a skill. These things, which are not so um, tangible, that we sometimes cannot touch them. Sometimes we take them out of a learning curve that we are taking on. Healing, observing. Yeah, I learned magic, mom. Great, great. Respecting the power of schedule. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Helping. Yes, because in each of these, you are in there. You are in there, and you are giving your attention. So that's why the next one is the skills that LinkedIn usually, LinkedIn is a professional social network where you can not only network but also find good advices, and also if you are proactive, you can find a job there as well if that's your ultimate goal for coming 9 months. And LinkedIn does as well, different resources, and shares different resources, and also does a research. So this is one of the researches that actually stays at the same for the past 2 years, 2019 and 2020. What are the skills are the most kind of valuable? What are the most top? And as you see two charts: soft and hard skills. Yeah, that are coming in. So if you look at this, for example, from the soft skills, and if I comment on creativity, right, and you say, oh my god, creativity, it's so hard. I mean, I have no idea where to, what to do, and what to start, and so on. So it's a first how you define yourself. What is the creativity? You can actually, you're already using creativity, but you don't know that you are using that. Creativity comes in the form that you adjust something, that you find the new way, that you actually changing maybe the process, maybe you adapting, maybe you doing what you have not done before. And that is a creativity. If you take an artist, for example, who's painting the piece of art, he's using the creativity, what comes from the mind. Yeah. And then is the persuasion, collaboration, adaptability, and emotional intelligence. Yes, they are staying all the time. Persuasion, how you conduct your message, and how others perceive that, and that's a skill, and if you don't know how to do that, start with the small step. Maybe read a book about communication, maybe about collaboration, because in each of these hard and soft skill, persuasion is there. So if you take a hard skills, let me take from the end, not from the top, because blockchain is a big word. Yeah, so let's take from the end. For example, video production. I'm not tech savvy. Okay, maybe it's not your interest at all, but maybe you can do some scientific computing if you are coming from the that left brain. Yeah, that is more about decisions, about logical structuring. So this is this part where you can dive in, look at it. So sometimes these constructions of these words, for example, artificial intelligence, oh my God, everybody talks about it. But if you be more curious and if you decide to dive in a little bit deeper, maybe you discover something else, because this is a big kind of blocks of competencies or skills, and each skill has, smaller pieces that you can find for yourself, allowing yourself to dive in. That's how, as I say, how you train your muscle. So when we come to that, I really want to introduce one of the tools that really helps people to to start and form the goal. That I also doing that. It's a very practical, too practical. If you stick to that, I will teach you a technique, but you need to apply. Yeah, somebody know who said that. I teach you technique, but you need to apply that. So, so SMART is one of the principles that I will give you a hint that you can use for yourself and you can use for other people if you want to be more yourself goal oriented and also guide other people. So it's very applicable. So first, because it's an abbreviation, and first S stands for specific. So basically, what is that specific? Specific is what specific, let's take this, what specific skill you want to to outline for yourself, and you ask the question, what do I really want to do with it? Yeah, is it specific? Does this, for example, let's take a little bit harder, marketing. Okay, marketing. I mean, when we hear, maybe some people hear word marketing, is just like, oh my God, it's so difficult because there is digital marketing, copywriting, affiliate marketing, that marketing, this marketing, everywhere is a marketing, Even Zoom is a marketing. Everywhere you go, everyone is marketing to use something. So if you decide that you want to learn marketing, yeah, then you need to, of course, be a little specific. What kind of marketing? What kind of marketing? Same with the cooking. If you want to learn cooking, what kind of cuisine you want? You can't learn all cuisines all the time. Just one cuisine, maybe Italian cuisine you want to learn. Okay, so what dish then? Okay, maybe pasta, maybe pizza, maybe ravioli, whatever, But you need to have to stick to one. So this is how it comes in small pieces. So when you know what you know specifically, what do you want to learn, then you really need to quantifiable. Is it measurable? What you are learning. So that's what you're asking. How will I know uh, that that I reach this goal? How will I know? Yeah, for example, if you are cooking, of course, the result is measurable. You have the dish, right? That's it. But if you're learning the marketing skill, for example, email marketing or Facebook marketing, right? So how do you know that is that measurable? How would you know that you actually can do something with that? It's measured, so you have a target and you achieved the target. Maybe you learn in the course that you need to post a few times per day or something like that. So A stands for action oriented, that you need to take an action. This is the golden part where the SMART goal setting has it. And you ask yourself, is it in my power to accomplish that? I mean, can I do that? Basically, can I learn this skill at the end of the day? Yes or no? If you have no, then start over again, because there is no sense, to do without this fire, without this curiosity, and without this sense that you want to do something. So you really need to be fair to yourself. I mean, really, would I take that action? Really, can I accomplish that? And if that you say yes, you will take an action. And it's a realistic yes. There is no place to dream here that, I want to be a master blaster, in 5 days and go to space. No, sorry, no. You need to be realistic and honest to yourself. If you can learn in 90 days email marketing, I guess yes, you can. Yes, and you can have a result. You can learn a full cuisine, not only Italian cuisine in 90 days, you know. You just need to have, you know, people who will be who will be testing your foods, you know, at the end of the day. Yes, you need to be realistic for yourself. And the last one is actually, yeah, is the time. Time, because if we don't have a deadline, so to say, that famous word when we say deadline, so when you exactly want to accomplish that in 90 days, okay, 90 days from when? From today, from tomorrow, you need to put the exact date, because when there is no date, there is no obligation, no signature. That's why when we are having, you know, contracts, when we come to the work, we always have three important things: name, time, signature. That's it. Time is so important because all of us, we have the same amount of the time, but every one of us are using the time differently. And how we put the energy in that time, that's the outcome we are taking out. So with this smart, you always can actually measure other people's involvement in your activities, and you can ask, is it specific what you are doing? You know, for example, you are performing a task. Is it specific task, or are you procrastinating on task? And is this your task that you were doing at the work? Is it measurable? Maybe it's just, you know, the person is doing the task that is totally out of the scope. And that means that, you know, it's a time used wasteless, and there is no result at the end of the day, you know. So this is also applying the same technique. So, and this part of this technique actually works for our left brain, where it gives very, very specifically what you need to do. But it's also, to be honest with you, I have failed with the SMART goal setting. Yes, I will be honest, I failed a couple of times because, you know, I set the goal, it looked nice, but I didn't have a conviction, you know. I didn't have a conviction because, like, oh, it's very nice, I love this process, it's beautiful, but when it comes to action, no. So that's why at the end of the day, you need to put, when you put the whole formulation, that till the end of this year, or till 31st of December, I want to learn email marketing. Yes, and that is a goal. Do I put this as a positive outcome for myself or not? If I put that positive, okay, but that's the beginning. That's the beginning. That's why when we will be training on this skill, when you will be training your skill, learning new skill, you will need to put in smaller pieces. Yeah, because for example, email marketing or cooking or writing or programming consists of other small steps that you need to implement. So you start to design a new path where you want to be. So it really takes courage. It takes a really sense of your honesty, you know, to keep going, you know. So that's why a beautiful example here is from one basketball player. Maybe you have know him. I when I was young, I played basketball as well, because my country, Lithuania, is a basketball country. So that's why it's a kind of rooted in me. And this player is American. It's a Michael Jordan. And this short video motivates and gives the inspiration how what he did, that and who he is by today. So let's have a look.
It's more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed.
Yeah, failure. I mean, I need to admit, failure. We need to take a failure as well, you know. And even though I was taking my failure when I was not reaching the goal when I have planned to reach, but the beautiful truth is that I reached that goal maybe after 2 3 years, you know, because maybe I was not persistent. One thing, maybe I was not consistent as well. I reached that goal only after 2 3 years, but the journey I took between those 2 3 years actually built other skills that made me much more stronger. And you know, universe always know what to do and and where to put the resources. And maybe at that time, you know, I thought that is my goal and that I need that, but in the end of the day, that was a wish. Just was a wish of mine. So when we talk about the goal and when we write down, that's why we need piece of paper. That's why we need to have a clear statement. You know, I wish, I will achieve. No, this doesn't work. You need to formulate in a present tense. You know, my weight is like 60 kg till the end of June, for example, to the 31st of June. Yeah, you have exact amount, how many kgs you want to lose, right, is a measurable thing. You have a date, is a time bounded. You have, you know, specific that you are losing a weight at that time. And it sounds that yes, it's achievable for you if you are only 62 and you need to achieve 60, for example. And that comes with every goal. So if you're looking for a job at this time, right, and then you need, you know, what you do, that you write till the 1st of August I have a job. Sorry, it's not a goal, it's just a plan, it's a wish. You know, what kind of job, you know, what kind of job you're looking for. You know, any kind of job you can't look, you know what, that's why I'm saying any kind of job won't come to you, because if you don't know specifically which job you want or what skills you want to apply into your job, then you will end up doing any kind of job, like in this famous fairy tale Alice in Wonderland. You know, when the cat was asking Alice, where do you want to go? Ah, she said, it doesn't matter. Ah, the cat said, okay, then it doesn't matter where you end up to. So same with the goal, same with the skill. You know, when we are acquiring a new skill, when we are setting the goal, we really need to look at that deeper. So that's why we did our our life wheel exercise at the beginning, you know. And you know, I really want to acknowledge you, because it's not easy to do that and look at yourself, you know, right now where I am. Maybe it won't, you know, feel very nice, but at least you have a path. You know where you can, you know, move yourself upper, and where you can look for the resources. You know, that's a key idea. You know, when you know where you want to be, you start to become resourceful, because resources are everywhere. That's the beauty of it. And that's why when I talk about, you know, the other part of goal setting, when we have not only the the idea of having this logical thing, but if your goal is, let's say it's like an art, you're composing, you are putting into that like an artist, like a painter, what do you want to achieve? It's already making you a smart. You know, it's already make you think. But it shouldn't be like a, you know, obsessive thinking. You need to take an action, you need to take an action, because really life is a piece of art. Would you agree with that? Life is a piece of art. So if you put yourself as an artist and won't be so hard on yourself, I know maybe it sounds silly, but when I put out that pressure that I need, that I must, that I can't, it was making more struggles to me. But the other thing is that when we start, you know, to put put in our mind another part, and when we put our right brain, when we start to asking the help of our right brain, there is some magic start to happen. There was been done a study in Chicago a long time ago, where people, where the scientists took basketball players, and they gave 1 week for them to progress. They wanted to see how they will use the skill. So those people who were training 3 shots to see how they are progressing, they were training themselves every day, one group. Another group, the ones who were told, look, you don't need to go to the gym, you don't need to go and train yourself on 3 shots, nothing. You just need to take a time, like around 10 minutes daily, and visualize how you throw, those 3 goals, 3 shots. Just do it just by visualization. And then the third group was the ones who said, you do nothing. You just chill out, you do nothing. We will measure after 1 week the result. And when we measured, those results after 1 week, the group who were training themselves, every day, those 3 shots, the result was that they achieved it like 23%. Great, right? So it was great. Then they measured that group, which actually did not do anything. Of course, the result was 0 on the improvement scale. And when they measured that group that also did nothing, but they were visualizing the shots that they were doing daily, the rate was 22%. So if you see, that was only 1% difference between doing an action daily and also putting the visualization. So visualization, when it taps into our mind, it becomes a beautiful coherence with the SMART goal. What you want to have, you start, visualizing. But you visualize very clearly with the details. So that's why the art of visualization or manifestation that most of us are familiar comes together from our senses, from our sides, how you want to feel, and what environment you want to be. Is just like, is just somewhere here. It's very close. But we need to put the action in there, even though we cannot do anything, but we can also visualize, because when visualize, maybe some idea will come that you will be so inspired to take the action. So when we start, enhancing our neurons in our brain, it starts, to put all the system together, and that starts to to work basically. So I really want to make that understandable, that when we put our left brain and our right brain together with the SMART and visualization technique, it can make you, progress faster. So that's how, you see the end of your goal as well. I see that there is a question here. The example of visualization and smart setting. Okay, if we talk about, for example, I think major topic is here about the work, right? If you need to find the work, or you need to have money, and so on. So first of all, if your target is to find a job or to find activity, I would say to find the activity that makes you, because now we have a lot of energy, we want to give the energy, and also we want to give a reward. So idea is that you also look for the job, for the skill that you want to apply for yourself, and the skill that you have. But you also need to be aware that you are not alone in this market. There are other people in the market who are having the same skill. So what differentiates you from them? So that's why I was giving you those skills, top 5 or top 10 skills that that are listed, that are needed in this job market. So if you start to combine your present moment, for example, you are accountant, or if you bookkeeper, or if you office assistant, right? So you have already set of the skills, but then you need to take a leap and learn new skill, so you become adaptable in the current market. Because what you know and you have till today, sorry, it's over. You know, you need to rebuild yourself on the top, on something new. So that's why learning new skill only put and help you to achieve, you know, your goal that you want, you know, because everyone needs money, everyone needs a job right now, everyone, you know, needs to find the ways. Yeah, and the ways are in you. If you observe yourself, where else, if you even though don't know that area, if you're scary about that area. I was also being scared about marketing, but I took that, you know, an interest into digital marketing, and look at that, what is there. Resources are everywhere, you know. You also need to find the resource. There are free resources. Of course it takes time, you know. You can attune to some teachers or whoever, but you really need to understand that that the skill that you have, it won't make you any more compatible. You need to be compatible with something on the top, and when you know what is that, you start to imagine that place where you are at your full best with that new skill, you know. Maybe copywriting is not your cup of tea, but you imagine yourself, you know, also acquiring a copywriting skill where you're getting the exposure that you're writing, that you are sharing, and somebody is commenting on your post, for example. And that's how you are gaining not only the trust, you're gaining the confidence, you know. The thing is, we don't achieving the goal because we're losing the confidence. We're losing the confidence because something else takes our mind. So, so this is what I mean when we talk about, you know, connecting together the goal and connecting the visualization. You know, so both of them, they are both important in this journey. So, and the last thing that I want to share with you, it's how to do that. How to do that, and to do that is, it's it's a formula of skill making a skill, basically forming a new skill. That is, you just need to take one task at a time. Allocate the time for one task, and that one task should take 90 minutes. And I know, even though it's written less procrastination, but if you set the timing for yourself, this is what I am doing for myself. I schedule my day. I take at least, the most I take 4 tasks that I will do that needs my attention, because in my profession, I need either to prepare training, or form a proposal, or to look for some opportunities, or to do some other things. Either 90 minutes, sometimes I take 30 minutes, but I block the time. I block the time. For example, if you need to read the book or do a research on the internet, you need to block that time, you know, and don't allow yourself, you know, to have an interaction with notifications, you know, from Facebook or WhatsApp. No, you just need to move that out. You need to move that out, and that is the feedback that you are receiving for yourself. Well, I'm talking that from a very conscious point of view, because if you want to progress, you really need to set the boundaries for yourself. Otherwise, if you not set the boundaries, somebody else will come into your place and will and will really distract you. And that is another issue, that we are so distracted. Yes, basically discipline. Yes, yes, yes. So I mean, discipline, the word is very very tough. Yeah, because discipline for me starts to equal like habit. Yeah, here the foundation, basically, for me, honestly to say, for me it took some time, because I was a multitasker, and till this COVID period, I understood that, come on, I can't do that anymore. It's enough. It's enough. I got burned out myself in this way because so many things were happening, and I took a firm decision that I will do one task at a time. I will plan the time. 30 minutes I allocate for this time. The golden nugget is here that even I'm not finishing the task, I'm starting the task and I'm progressing. So that's why this feedback and plan of these 5 steps, it's so important for me as well. That's why I want to share with you. You just allow yourself to test it out, this idea. You just allow yourself to test it out. Specifically block the time, maybe 30 minutes, maybe 60 minutes. Take out all the distractions and work on that, not a goal, skill. Work on that skill, because when you plan what you're doing, you see the progress, and that's most important. And then your brain is registering all this progress. Okay, the date is coming. I have written the day that 1st August is my deadline, right? And you are measuring how you are moving, and don't be so harsh on yourself that, if you're failing, come on. Michael Jordan also was failing. Everyone was failing. I was failing, you know, but still keep moving on that sense, and if you're looking for a job, still go on, the door. Maybe you're not in the right street at the moment where you're looking at, everything changes so fast. Be open to that, so yeah, that's my message. That's my message to you. And that's a summary what we have talked for today. I mean, the time is almost is almost getting uh, over. We talk about the life wheel, where you actually measured your status quo and where you want to be. Yeah, and this small span where you have chosen the specific area of your life, you have identified, and then looking a little bit deeper. Yeah, if you're looking for the job, what kind of job? There are some couple example of the skills that you may have. You may look more deeper into that. How can we relate this goal setting and skill tips to pranic healing and the chakras? How you can relate? Well, think why you want to relate. What is your end goal? What's your goal in pranic healing? That's you should ask. You want to heal all the people? Sorry, you won't heal all people, but what's the goal? If you want to be a good healer, so then you need to put an example, yeah, of your consistent work, of the being an example for yourself and to others, maybe teaching others, because goal is like an arrow. As more you are digging in, the bigger hole is coming. But when you come there, do you know what you will do with that? Is that your mission? Is it coming towards your life mission? If you specifically in pranic healing apply goal setting, because everywhere, specifically in pranic healing, it's a practice. And other practices, if you are taking the steps further up. So in this case, so what I have talked, life wheel, new skill foundation, and those 20 hours of skill learning, it's also written a book. And I want to share also a couple of the resources that you can take a screenshot from here, where you can actually to dive in a little bit more, where you can learn some other additional skills if you want to. So for example, a great platform, if you're registered on LinkedIn, they are providing a lot of good skills for you. For example, other marketing skills, and the book 21st hours for you as well to look at this concept if you want to drill the skill. Yes, I will share a life wheel again. So this is the additional resources that can make you progress towards that. That was the intention. And I believe that having the intention where you want to go, it's easier to make a goal, because most of people, they always have a second profession. Yeah. So if you're a pranic healer, yeah, it's maybe your second, maybe it's your first profession. If you're a teacher, yeah, it's your first profession, but you can also combine. I am the one who likes to combine the things. From there it comes the creativity, it comes the interesting solutions, and the resourcefulness expands. Right. So okay, I will come to this live. Yeah, it's here. Yeah, and also when talking about the pranic healing, if you remember that chakras can help you to make your goals, because if you tap into the Arjuna chakra, this is for what? This is for goal setting. If you have a strong Arjuna chakra, you plan, you visualize, you can concentrate on on uh, on attracting the opportunities and taking the constant action. And also remember that you need to strengthen your basic chakra on that. That's how the goal is, because if your body is weak, then you don't want to do anything, right? So most likely, if you know very good the properties of chakras, you know what to do. Basic chakra, yeah. With basic chakra, we become lazy if we don't do proper actions, yeah. So then our emotions raise. Oh, I need to do something, yeah. So what is next? It's the solar plexus. Yeah, you need to find the balance in that. But the most important, yeah, is the heart, your willingness, to share and to move on, and to connect with your mission, why you are here, why you in this modality, why you in this practice, and then you start cleansing, activating, you start to radiating on what you what on your soul mission. Yes, strong on manifestation. Yes, correct. Thank you. Yeah. The question also is here, one task at the time. Why not two at one time to save the time? So imagine that it's already, if you do two tasks at the time. So can you imagine you talk on the phone and you are also writing something? What was that? Your mind confused, because our mind is not constructed to operate on two multiple actions. Our mind is not, because it's you will lose the energy. You will lose the energy, because if you multitask, if you're doing a few tasks at the time, you need to put a lot of energy. Maybe at that time you're feeling very good, but in a time frame, you will get burnout. You will get burnout. So that's why allocating time for one single task, and I totally understand your question. I've been myself in this kind of shoes for some time, and I did 2 3 tasks at the time. But then I understood, well, they were also pretty good outcomes. So that, but then I thought, okay, I can do and come back to one single tasking, but I can actually go deeper and produce the quality much more better, because I'm not distracted. How that is. Yeah, great questions. 5 steps. Yeah, 5 steps of skill acquisition. It's actually from one book, 20 Hours, by Josh Kaufman. Who wrote the book, and also this is just a shortcut. He mentioned some more ideas what to do, but what he's mostly interested about, specifying, is about feedback loops. That feedback is already sounds not not nice, But feedback is about, looking at the progress, what you have done, looking at those bars when, when you are doing something, 20%, 30%, 40%, 60, 70, and then you see, yeah, that my motivation is going up, kind of. Yes, welcome. So yeah. Mm, this topic on one hand is easy, but on another hand it really takes a lot of, inner willingness to know why you need that, because some of the things you really don't know, you think that you really don't know, you really need, but at the end of the day you just don't need that. Of course, if it's a survival questions, right, that we need, yes, that I think most of the world right now is in these shoes, survival. But if, again, I've been myself in different situations on surviving, but what helped me in this case to be creative and reaching out to people, and helping others. That's the best service that you can do. Sometimes, it can be very stuck, that it's not progressing, it's not going on, but then the end of the day some opportunities comes from the corners that I even never looked at it. And always be curious, always test, because with that testing you're building a skill, that first skill that I was mentioning, and that is creativity, because as you are doing something new as never before, that's already creativity. We got spoiled a little bit, I think, from the environment that everyone needs to be creative. But what creativity, at the end of the day, not everyone explaining what is the creativity, and then we got stuck in this formulation. Same with the goal setting. You always need to know specific what you want, what skill, what thing you want to get in. Maybe you want to build a house, right? Maybe you want to paint a wall, and that's a skill. You need to have a paint, you have maybe a skill that you will learn during the painting, the mechanism, and that's it. And the deadline. Let's put simple. Please don't overcomplicate. I was complicating my goal settings. That's why I did not achieve them at that time that I set. Yeah. Yeah, there was a slide that I came up myself with life is a wheel. Oh, sorry, not this one. Yes, life. Where is that? Yeah, goal is like art. Yeah, make it smart. Life is a piece of art. Be an artist. Yeah, so for me, it's just a beautiful, compilation of what I have talked. If you take yourself as an artist, because all of us, we are artists in this world, right? And if you take that as a piece that you can paint, that you can construct, it really becomes much more easier, because different paints and shades and colors comes in our life. Yeah. Display smart chart. This one. Yeah, this one. Yeah, so as you see, it's a A is an action. So if you lack energy to do an action, so there was a question about the chakras, right? So you know which chakra you need to cleanse then, of course. Yeah, the skills and World Economic Forum also expands and shows the skills, what are the predictable skills and what needed, and most of it we have. And if I may reflect, even though it's already some time but still you are still asking the questions, I think it's important. World Economic Forum has launched the platform on reskilling evolution or revolution. Yeah, and a lot of different companies joining in, helping people around the world, gaining or reskilling them, right? When it comes to the skills. So one of them is how we learn. Even though it's a creativity, is a persuasion, or on the other hand, those hard skills, analytical reasoning, cloud computing. But at the end of the day, how we learn, because learning capacity, how we put time and energy to learn, it has a big matter. Even though now we're having this 60 minutes, I mean, I would love to ask, have you learned something? And if you learned, what was the biggest takeaway for you? That's how it's a kind of feedback to me, and also feedback for you, if you invested your time properly, and was it useful for you, and if you did so, what action you will take afterwards. This is just the information. What are you going to do with this information? So as a goal, for example, you can set for yourself, okay, by the 1st of July, I will revise the skills, or maybe I revise the tools I have, what I need to learn, or I need to acquire by the 1st of June, for example, July, sorry. And what you will do with that? Would you learn? Would you approach people? It takes this preparation. It needs that planning. If you can do that, that would be your first goal, your first step. So it can be a lot of motivation. So that's why a lot of webinars are going on. But still they need to be practical, even though here is a quite concise of two different tools, a smart technique and visualization technique. But you visualize once and it doesn't come true, of course not. Of course not. And you have written the goal, and if it's not came true till 1st of June, that means, well, we need to put some action, some faith, some believing into that, and do the correct action. Yeah. The video on YouTube, you would like to review, you mean the Michael Jordan video, this one? It's a Michael Jordan, if you put on YouTube Michael Jordan failure, so you will see you will see the by the way, if anyone would love to get I just recently was doing one of my courses, and in there they give the assignment to us to write the ebook. So I wrote the ebook of my digital marketing assignment, and I actually put them as 5 steps to scale your skills. It's a short ebook, and at the moment I did not, how to say, put it online. But if you would like to receive or to read, you can follow me on Facebook, and then when it's up, you just can download it just for free. Yeah, so this is also what I'm doing additionally, and testing out what's happening, and learning new skill myself, even knowing that English is not my native language. Yeah, thank you everyone. By the way, yes, I got the message right now. If you would like to review all this session, it will be on YouTube, on the Institute of Inner Studies. So yeah, feel free if you would like to have some concepts, or if you want, just write me on Facebook. We can have. I mean, I can help you in any way if you need any support on this. So yeah. So then I really appreciate your time, and taking out. I hope that's was useful, and yeah, let's keep growing, I would say. Let's just keep going. I don't like to say don't stop, because I don't like this negative expression, don't and stop. There is then nothing at the end. Just keep going, keep going, keep moving, and it really, if you put the seed, it will have a nice flower, maybe from flower a small tree, maybe a big tree, then the forest at the end of the day. That's how beautifully Pranic Healing spread out through the world. Yeah, so keep moving. We have a great example up here. So so I believe that thank you everyone for your involvement, for your energy. So keep keep posted. I wanted to say, yeah, just keep going, and let me know if anything can be here. And yes, thank you for the Institute for Inner Studies for this opportunity. Yeah, my friends from Malaysia, so great to see some of them. So great, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just please do one action. This is only what I have expectation to you. Well, not expect intention. Yeah, just really, just when we finish that, just take 2 minutes, just 2 minutes, and one thing that you do right now, because otherwise this talk doesn't have any value at the end. I mean, you got information, you got this, you got that, but really, yes, take care of yourself on this, I would say, professional journey. Yeah. Okay, so most likely they need to cut me, or how it goes. I don't know. Yeah, thank you. You're still here. Thank you, but yeah, we can end the session. Okay, ending the session. Atma Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely evening, day, morning, and a weekend. Yeah, just be better. Yeah, great. We're out now. Yes.